Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Bombs. If you don't know, I'm back. And in today's video, I'm gonna try to help you guys become a better player on Fortnite. And if you follow these tips and you work on them, especially like in the playground game mode that's out now, you should definitely become a better player than you are now. So, I mean, for starters, I do something that's called playing claw, which helps me do a lot of things faster. Basically, you hold the controller in a way like this. So your index finger is on your X, circle, triangle, and square, and your middle finger is on the trigger area. That helps me do a lot of things like switch my guns faster. I can jump while I'm moving. I don't have to take my finger off the analog stick. But you can also get a scuff controller to do the same exact thing. So that is one of the main things that's going to help a lot. Oh, and then also, if you haven't already, you've got to switch to Builder Pro. That's definitely one of the main things. Basically what they did was they added custom binds for all of our builds. So it's R2 for wall, R1 for flat, L2 for stairs, and L1 for pyramids. And what that does is it allows us to switch between our building structures a lot faster than we could before. Another thing as well is to play on a relatively fast sensitivity, anywhere between 7 and 9, just because once you hit 10 you kind of lose control over your actual gameplay. And you still want to hit your shots even though you do also want to build fast, so there's like a fine line between the two. This playground game mode that came out actually helps so much with everything. It allows you to practice without worrying about other players hurting you or shooting at you, and it basically gives you free roam to do whatever you want. You can practice anything that you need to practice on, especially building things like that. So I mean, we'll start with aim first. You can use the llamas. You can use the llamas to aim. There's a lot of different things that you can do. This one's not the greatest just because of where it's located. Yeah, so this one's not the greatest just because of the location, but I mean, we'll still work with it. So one of the things that helps me a lot is crouch peeking. Now, this is really hard for like beginner players to do, but I mean, as long as you're playing a lot of playground, there's the possibilities are endless for how many hours you can practice. So basically, crouch peeking is where your head is under the cover and you're crouched. You hit X to uncrouch, and now you can actually shoot your target, and then you quickly hit crouch again, and you're back under the target and they can't hit you. So I mean, there's a few ways to do this, but the way I do it, you have to play claw 4. If you have a scuff, you can do that as well. What most people do is they just spam crouch like this. But what you can do is hit X and crouch, and it's a lot faster. And your crouch peek is a lot more efficient. So what you want to do is kind of hover over where you want your crosshair to be, just a little bit lower, because when you pop up, your crosshair raises like a fraction of an inch. So what you do is you pop up, shoot, pop back down. But you want to do it really fast. And once you get it down, there's kind of like a pattern to it. Like that. Once you get it down, there's a pattern to it, and you can actually hit your targets efficiently without really revealing your head, and that helps a lot as far as avoiding getting shot, especially when you're in squads or duos and there's multiple people trying to pick at you at the same time. Let's see, another tip, and I mean, this is an obvious one. You always want to build. You always want to have cover. You always want to be behind something. You don't ever want your back exposed, because there's always going to be someone who comes and shoots you in the back. It happens to every one of us. And the best thing to do, honestly, is just to get into as many situations as you can, and you learn and adapt to those situations and find the best thing to do. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, dying is learning too, you know? So here's like a couple of creative ways to push someone, what you can do to avoid getting shot down on your way up. So a lot of people will just single ramp up, and they'll go right here, and then they'll just stop and shots like that. But as you can see here, this other target doesn't even have to build, and 7 bullets later, your whole build's down. Now there's a couple things that you can do. This is the most common one that everyone does, is they double ramp, and they put stairs behind the ramps like this. So double ramp, double stairs, double ramp, double stairs, double ramp, double stairs. And now they can efficiently take shots from there without getting shot down immediately. There's a lot more that the enemy has to do to take down the An entire clip of an AR is what it takes to shoot that entire build down. Now there's another thing that you can do also, which is you do a ramp, a floor, and then a wall. So ramp, floor, wall, ramp, floor, wall, ramp, floor, wall. And this sort of a push is good for when your target's underneath you. I'll show you a side-by-side comparison. If the target's directly underneath you, here. But you see when it's flat, you got both the flat and the ramp in order to actually knock you down. Now there's also another one too that you can do, but this one's a lot harder and it takes a lot more getting used to. But this one is actually insane as far as a successful push towards an enemy. So it's just like the stair floor wall, except at the peak right here, you build another stair. And it looks something like this. It's kind of like a wall and a floor sandwiched between two stairs. So I'll show you what it looks like when you're successfully doing it quick. Now this push is insane because A, if you're getting shot in the back, they can't just shoot it out with one ramp. And B, the front is completely supported as well. So if you look, it's almost another entire clip. Alright, now say that your enemy, right, is actually a builder too. So he's building up to you as well. Alright, so what you can do in a situation like this where they're basically above you, you can jump, put one of these, and now they're stuck. And if you want to get even more creative with it, you can block them in like that, and now they're actually trapped in there. Now once you've done this, what you can do is quickly do a 180, and you can now start double ramping up, do a quick 180, put walls, and then your stairs. And now by the time they've been able to get out, you're now above them and you have the high ground. So one thing that's definitely something that you're going to want to do and need to do is learn how to build quick. Learn how to get high ground quick. This is one of the methods that works best for me. Basically all you have to do, so say this is the beginning right here. You go up 2 stairs, you build a wall, stair, stair. So you go wall, wall, stair, stair. Wall, wall, stair, stair. And if you look, just in a matter of seconds, you're already towering above your enemy. Another thing that's also good to work on is your edits, but unfortunately, as of right now, we are at a disadvantage, especially towards PC players when it comes to editing, because if you see, we have to hold down for this split second until we can actually edit these things. They can just hit their bind on PC and they can edit immediately. So one thing that you want to do is definitely be quick at that and make sure that you hold it down the whole time, because if you don't hold it down the whole time, you just end up either pulling out your blueprint to build or pulling out your gun, and that just totally throws off the situation you go play. So one thing that you can do to edit like that is just once you get up high, just edit your way down. Another thing as well is you also want to be ready with your traps. So in a situation like this where you've done them off and blocked them right here, right? You could quickly place traps and the enemy stuck inside would die. You just trap and trap. And they're going to get hit by a trap on either side. And sometimes if you're lucky, you'll get hit by both and you'll already get. So just being as quick as you can and trying to learn and adapt to situations is the best thing. Another thing that you guys might not know is that we actually can fast farm on console. A lot of people think that it's not possible, but in reality it is. Basically all you have to do is have your emote set to the wave and have it set to the one on the top, the very first emote, right? Now it's a lot harder for us to do it than it is on PC, but we can still do it. Basically, I'll do it slow for you. You swing it down on the D-pad, up on your right analog stick, do the emote, and then swing again. So when you do it quick, it looks something like this. And we're actually doing the fast farm just as well as PC. It's just a little bit more annoying and takes some more getting used to, unfortunately. But we can still do it. And that actually does save you a lot of time. So another thing that helps as well is learning how to maintain high ground. Alright, so say you're in a 1x1, right? And someone's pushing down below you, right? You want to be able to shotgun him even when he's down here. But you don't want him to hit you at the same time. So there's a few things you can do. You can either take crouch peek shots like that, or you can be more creative with it. Now when I say that, I mean there's multiple things you can do, but my favorite thing to do is you jump at them, right? You jump, pull out your stairs, and look, you're still on the high ground, and they're still below you. And as long as you keep jumping and building floors, you can maintain the high ground on them. Now it's a little bit harder on console than it is on PC because they have their binds. But if you're playing claw and you have a scuff, it's really easy. Just bind your scuff to circle, or just play claw and hit circle once you jump and shoot your enemy. So you jump, shoot, hit circle, and then build to flat. So jump, hit circle, build flat. And it's actually really easy once you get the hang of it, and there's a pattern to it. And as you can see, you can take multiple shots at your enemy without losing your high ground. You can build a wall with a window in front of llamas, or you can edit it and make it look some other way. You can build your little 1x1, and you can just practice and take shots. Alright, so here's another tip for you. Say you're landing on your jump, right? And a lot of the times what will happen is someone will come to your house. The same house that you're trying to land at, someone else will land at, right? So in a situation like that, the one thing you don't want to do is go for the chest first, because when you go for the chest first, there's a chance that it's not going to be a good item, there's a chance there won't be a chest at all, and there's a chance that the enemy's going to take the gun and shoot you anyway. So there's a couple things that you can do. You can land on the windowsills right here, especially at retail, and you can grab the guns from through the window. Alright, so you check up there. If there's no good guns there, you can go immediately downstairs, and look, boom, pump. On the way upstairs, smack a couple chairs, you know, get about 22 wood or whatever you need to build one stair, right? And you can break up. Boom, pump, before they've had a chance to even collect their gun or do whatever they need to do. Another thing too is always make sure you're breaking the furniture in the house. That way you don't run out of your first house with 0 materials and get pooped on by someone who's just peeking out of a window and sees you out in the open. Alright, so back on the topic of build fighting. There's a couple things that you can do in a build fight, right? There's a lot of ways to counter, and there's a lot of ways that you can outplay your opponent. Alright, so there's a few things that you can do. One of which is placing a flat and then placing stairs, and you can double stair. So practice doing your double stairs and then 180ing with walls, so you're blocking your back and then coming back up. So one thing you want to practice is these 180 turns. Alright, so say your enemy, he hit you, right? And you got hit very hard, right? There's a couple things that you gotta learn. You gotta learn how to turtle properly in a way that's not gonna get you killed. Now, unfortunately, if they have C4, you're basically screwed if you turtle. Say you get hit and you want to turtle. What you want to do is you build yourself 4 walls, a floor, and a roof. Now you can heal in here, do what you need to do. Say they're spraying at it right here, right? The best thing to do is to place a stair right here, and then spam this wall so that they can't shoot you, and the stair will protect you as well. Now if they decide to switch sides, you can quickly edit your stairs and have it face them again. So if they decide to just keep going around, same thing for this. You just spam L1 and R1 while they're trying to shoot it down. And then once they give a slip or they try to build or move away, you can quickly edit out and you're back in it. Well, hopefully you guys did enjoy. If there's any other questions that you guys have in certain situations or anything like that, just leave that in the comment section and I'll get to you guys as soon as I can. I'll reply, give you tips, maybe even make another video on it. Well, make sure you guys practice and hopefully you guys get some more wins. Peace out, boys.